What's going on? So I'm gonna hop on live real quick. It's my first time going live, but I wanted to speak a little bit about LeBron and obviously the scorer he is, the scorer he once was, and him chasing obviously the greatest scorer of all time, stats wise. And that's Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. So he's getting closer to the Kareem record. He's getting a lot closer, and eventually he's gonna get it. In about 40 games from now, 45 games from right now, he's actually going to break the record that still holds weight, and that's Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's record. And obviously, well, honestly, for me, once he breaks that record, there is no more debate. Once LeBron breaks that record, there is no more debate for me. I mean, the greatest scorer of all time, 8 straight finals, 4 championships, 4 MVPs, 4 finals MVPs, record wise. I hear a lot of Jordan fans always saying, well, Jordan has 10 scoring titles, 6 rings, and 6 MVP or 5 MVPs or whatnot. But for me personally, LeBron breaks that record. I don't want to hear any more debates at all. No more debates. I mean, the guy's longevity, he's going to break the record in less games, less minutes than Kareem. So that should tell you everything. LeBron is the youngest player to ever get to every single 1,000 points. So, all right. A lot of people say, well, LeBron's not that great of a scorer because he only has one scoring title, which I have lots of videos. I have lots of videos on Twitter. I have lots of videos on, well, I had my Instagram, but it got deleted. But a lot of videos of LeBron saying he never really cared about scoring titles. LeBron never cared about a scoring title. And that's evident to his shot selection. He doesn't chalk shots up a lot like Kobe, a player like Kobe or Iverson, a McGrady, a Michael Jordan. He's not going to go out there and shoot 25 to 27 shots a game. I mean, that's very rare. He's only shot over 20 shots a game, 20 attempts, I want to say 3 times in his career, 3 or 4 times in his career. So that's not the type of player that he is. He's a pass first guy that had the ability to shoot and score basically whenever he wanted. His jumper for me was always underrated. People think he's not a jump shooter when in fact he's got a higher 3-point percentage than Kobe, then Jordan, then Iverson, then McGrady. I mean, the list goes on. All these top scorers, he's got one of the highest 3-point percentages. So for me, he's an underrated shooter. His fadeaway shot has come to at a point in his career. It came and it's honestly one of the best fadeaway shooters I've ever seen. But it's no secret. LeBron's the greatest driver of the basketball anybody has ever seen. The greatest finisher, left and right hand. I mean, the guy is a monster at the rim in his prime, in his peak. And that's where the majority of his points came. So that's a topic that a lot of Jordan fans, a lot of Kobe fans are going to say he only dunks, he only, shoots at the basket, all that kind of stuff. It's all nonsense. LeBron never cared about scoring titles. So when a guy says, Jordan's the greatest scorer of all time because he has 10 scoring titles, that's irrelevant. LeBron never chased a scoring title. His shots per game should tell you that. So let's clear that. LeBron breaking Kareem's record. I think he will finish his career with 40,000 points. 40,000 points on top of 10,000 assists, on top of 10,000 rebounds. For me, the 40,000 points, 10,000 assists. People want to talk about, well, he's played for 20 years and all this kind of stuff. He surpassed Jordan 7 years ago. He surpassed Jordan in assists 7 years ago. I mean, that's just stuff that they're going to talk about and hate on and all that kind of stuff. The fact that a player in this league has 40,000 points and 10,000 assists, 40,000 points and 10,000 assists should tell you who the greatest basketball player of all time really is. Not the greatest, not the most championships, not the most MVPs. I mean, he's up there. He's got 4 rings, first of all. People act like 4 rings is nothing. When it comes to LeBron, 4 rings to them is still nothing. He doesn't have 6. He has 4. He doesn't have MVPs like, like Kareem he has 4 of those also. So when you add the fact that he has 4 rings, when you add the fact that he has 4 MVPs on top of 40,000 points, 10,000 assists, 10 finals appearances, 8 straight finals appearances at that. That right there, that's the context that a lot of haters just don't understand. A lot of haters don't get it. They look at accolades and they're like, well, he doesn't have 10 championship, 10 scoring titles. He doesn't have 5 MVPs. He doesn't have 6 rings. Yeah, LeBron has 4 rings, along with 40,000 points almost, along with 10,000 assists, 10,000 rebounds, 10 finals appearances, 8 straight finals. I mean, I can write a book about what he has compared to other players. More buzzer beaters, more points in the playoffs, more assists in the playoffs, more rebounds in the playoffs, more steals in the playoffs, more wins. LeBron has the most wins in the playoffs. He's number 1 in wins. But they'll call him a loser. They'll say he's lost 6 times in the finals. All right, well, he's also got the most wins in the postseason. Well, he's played longer. He got the most wins. I think he set the record for the most wins in his last playoff run. He had 13 other playoff runs before that where he was already top 5 in wins. So that just shows you the hate that this man came in with as a kid. I mean, this guy came in as an 18-year-old kid with the hatred behind Jordan fans. Kobe fans were getting jealous of him because they were already rating him above Kobe at 18. I mean, I understand the hate that this guy got, but was it warranted? No. No. People weren't used to a kid coming in, especially from high school, and saying, I want to be better than Jordan, which is what he did. A lot of kids are scared to say that. Jordan is untouchable. Kids come in to the league already with the fact of, okay, we want to be the best player in the league, but we'll never be better than Jordan. That's already instituted in kids' heads at an AAU level. LeBron was one of the only kids that came into the league and took on that challenge of, I want to be better than Jordan. And people knew his game was better than Jordan. At a younger age, people knew he had the potential to be better than Jordan, which threatened Jordan's fans at that time. It's like for LeBron fans. There's some times where, we hear people say, well, Luka's already on a trajectory to be better than LeBron, or Zion Williamson is better, is going to be better than LeBron, or whoever the case may be. Giannis is, as a LeBron fan, you shouldn't be threatened. We should expect somebody to come into the league 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now. We should hope that somebody's going to be better than LeBron or better than Jordan, because that means the league is going up. Can you imagine that no other players come into the league better than the guys that you saw, Kobe and LeBron? Boring. Why would you even want to watch basketball 20 years from now if you know nobody in 20 years will ever be better than the people that are playing now? It just doesn't make sense. LeBron is not overrated. LeBron is properly rated. He's the greatest basketball player anyone has ever seen. Ever seen. His clutch numbers say it. His stats say it. His wins say it. His highlight reels say it. The fact that he went to 3 different teams and won a championship says it. How can you overrate that? If you're saying LeBron is overrated, you're a hater. That's what you are. LeBron is not overrated. In a lot of, when it comes to fans and haters, he's underrated. Talk to a Steph Curry fan. They'll tell you that Steph Curry is greater than LeBron. They'll put LeBron maybe top 10, maybe. Talk to a Kobe fan. They'll say LeBron is not as great as Kobe. They'll put LeBron under Kobe. I mean, if you talk to any Stan fan base, they're going to say LeBron is overrated, besides LeBron fans, right? Not if you talk to media members, certain media members. There's a lot of media members out there that's still on that Jordan coattails. They're still riding the Jordan wave because they come from that era. There's a lot of media members changing up right now. There's a lot of players changing up right now. So LeBron cannot be overrated if he's about to, he's about to have 38. Kareem, I'm not sure the exact number, 38,336. He's going to break Kareem's record. He's got 4 rings. He's been playing at a high level for 20 years. There's no way LeBron is overrated. He's not. He can't be overrated. But anyway, in about 40 days, he's going to break this Kareem record. And the whole world, well, the whole basketball world is going to go crazy. It's going to go crazy. And y'all got to be ready because the haters are going to be coming out, going crazy back at us and saying he's not the greatest. He's not this. Yeah, we're going to call him the greatest, obviously, because that's what we're waiting for. That's what this year's all about. Him surpassing Kareem. Do we want him to win another championship? Of course. Who wouldn't want another championship? He wants another one. But at the end of the day, realistically, he's playing for that record. And that's okay. The guy's almost 38 years old. In fact, in about 2.5 weeks, he's going to be 38 years old. 2 years away from 40. So cut the man some slack. And he's still going to be the fastest player ever to achieve 38,000, I think it's 336 points. He's the fastest, youngest player ever to do that. And the haters are going to hate. And obviously, all of us are going to come out here and we're going to say that's why he's the greatest player of all time. It's part of being a stan. It's part of being a fan. We're just going to rub it in because that's what it is. That's what it is. Oh my God. Let's talk about the foul calls. Yo, I've been seeing this problem. I'm not going to kid you. I've been watching LeBron his whole career. I've been watching him since 2002, back in high school. The whole foul call, he's never led the league in fouls. First of all, he's never led the league in free throw attempts, which is crazy because he's always leading the league in points in the paint. That doesn't make sense. How can someone lead the league in points in the paint for many years in a row and never lead the league in free throw attempts? That's insane. A guy that lives in the paint. The guy never ever, I think maybe 1 year he had the most free throw attempts, but honestly, I can't remember. I mean, he played for 20 years. I can't remember every single detail, but I can promise you, he's never led the league in free throw attempts. That's insane. Think about that. He scored almost 25,000 of his points in the paint, yet he's never led the league in free throw attempts. Corey Maggette, a role player, led the league once in free throw. I mean, Jordan lived at the free throw line. That guy, for the first 6 years of his career, lived at the free throw line so much that coaches in the league were complaining over and over to the league and saying, what the hell's going on? You guys are calling everything for this guy. Agendas. I mean, they're agendas. There's nothing you can do. That's how you know the league is trying to propel somebody. You know, LeBron's always been a threat to Jordan. So they're not going to give him the calls like that. And we're seeing it more now. This started back, for me, I remember back in 2014, LeBron was still peak. LeBron was still in the peak of his prime. Exactly. And Jordan averaged more than 10 free throw attempts, I want to say like 4 or 5 times in his career when he was under 30 years old. I mean, the guy's gotten respect. And I'm not saying he didn't deserve some of those free throws, but there was a lot of ticky-tack free throws for him as well. Jordan has a lot of James Harden agenda when it comes to the free throw lines. That's facts. If y'all hated James Harden 2-3 years ago when they were calling everything a foul, you guys would have hated Jordan because they did the same thing to Mike. Any foul, anytime he drive the lane, if he got touched, right at the free throw line. This man was shooting, out of his 30 points, he was getting 12, 13 free throw attempts a game. He lived at the line. And nobody's hating on that. LeBron took up. Yo, let's talk about that. I'll get into that. But let's talk about the free throws. Since 2014, LeBron has been getting ripped off by the refs. Completely ripped off. Now, a lot of people are going to argue, well, he flops a lot, right? He got this reputation in Miami, specifically in Miami. He got this reputation of flopping. He started flopping because he started noticing he wasn't getting calls. He wasn't getting calls. He'd get brutalized at the free throw line. It reminds me a lot of Shaq. Prime Shaq used to get mauled his way. The thing is, the refs would say, oh, he's so big. You know, it really didn't affect his game or his shot selection, or it didn't affect his percentage as much because Shaq was so big. The guy was carrying people and dunking on people. So they weren't calling a lot of fouls when people were slapping the shit out of Shaq. You know what I'm saying? So what happened is LeBron basically was going through the same thing. This guy was 6'8", 240 pounds in 2002, 2003 when he came in, or 2003, 2004. This guy came in just huge. So this guy was attacking the paint over and over and over. People were grabbing him, scratching him, bumping him. I mean, he wouldn't bounce off people. They would bounce off him. People were bouncing off LeBron that way. I mean, it's hard. As a ref, it's hard, man. You see a guy going up for a layup, and you seeing guys ping-ponging off of the guy that's going up for the layup. You're not going to call a foul, when in reality, everybody's fouling the shit out of LeBron. But in 2014, I noticed it a lot. This guy was going to the lane. This guy was driving. He was driving like crazy, living in the paint, scoring all his points in the paint. And the guy was only averaging 7, 8 free throw attempts a game. That does not make sense. So fast forward from 2014 to 2015, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. He's older now. He's not driving as much as he used to. But the guy still gets fouled, obviously fouled like crazy. And 4, 5 free throw attempts a game, that's insane. That's insane. It is what it is. It is what it is. But let's talk about his carry jobs. His carry jobs. A lot of people today, especially on social media, the social media thing just started in 2011, 12. A lot of people don't even remember LeBron carrying teams in 05, 06, 07, 08, 09. They don't have a clue. These people don't have a clue. The only clue they have is the agenda of hating on LeBron or trolling or whatever. This guy was carrying Eric Snow, Larry Hughes, Big Z. They feel so threatened that they'd come out and they'll say Big Z was a great. You'd think Big Z was this great all-time player. I mean, this guy was carrying bums to the finals. First-year coaches to the finals, not legendary coaches. This guy was doing what you see Luka Doncic going through right now in Dallas. He really doesn't have that much help, right? LeBron was carrying what you see Luka doing. LeBron was doing, but going to the finals, making it to the playoffs. People want to compare Luka and LeBron. I love Luka. Luka has a beautiful game, man. The whole game has just slowed down for him in year 3 or 4, year 4 now, I think it is for him. LeBron was doing that, but more athletically, and he was doing it on defense as well. This guy was an animal. This guy was an animal. LeBron was doing it on offense and defense. Cleveland was always a top 5, top 10 defensive team. A lot of y'all don't even understand that. You guys think these guys are robots. Dude, LeBron was leading the Cavs. They were known for defense, not offense. Offense, he was doing that in an era where everything was clogged in the paint. Nobody was spread like today. This guy was averaging 30 points in an era where there was still 2 bigs clogging the paint. Today, if there was 2 bigs, fans and media members, we'd all be going crazy. What kind of lineups are these? There's 2 bigs in the paint. LeBron was still dominating like that, on top of leading his defense of play for Cleveland. Guy was an animal. The whole chase down blocks back then were ridiculous. This guy could literally run as fast as a running back and jump as high as a wide receiver. I mean, this guy was crazy. So the whole LeBron Luka thing, I understand, because the numbers are going to favor both of them at this age. I think Luka averages a little bit more points, but this is a whole different era, and you cannot compare what he was doing on LeBron was doing on defense and what Luka's doing in Dallas. I mean, I think Dallas is under 500 right now. LeBron was dragging teams to the finals at Luka's age right now. And people can say, well, the East was weak. That's another argument that they'll say. The East was weak in 2007 when LeBron, dragged his Cavs to the finals. The Cavs were weak. The East was weak. The Cavs were weak. The Cavaliers were weak. Eric Snow, Larry Hughes, Ira Newble. I mean, the Cavs were weak. Not the East, the Cavs. It's just that they had LeBron. They had LeBron, so supposedly one player like LeBron turns the whole team into this super team. Oh, 08 playoff game against the Celtics. Oh, I did. The only guy basically on the Cavs that could hang with that Celtics team in 08, 07. 07 and 08. This guy was going up against and to be fair, the Cavs actually had a 2-1 lead in that year. I want to say in 08. 08 or 08. I think it was 08. They had a 2-1 lead. Fortunately, they couldn't hold it. Obviously, the longer the series progresses, the better team's going to win in the league. You gotta win 4 games. The better team's going to win. But this whole thing that the Cavs, with LeBron, especially in his first stint, making it to the finals, are trying to overrate that because the East was weak. Don't let them fool you. The Cavs were weak. That was the Cavaliers was one of the sorriest franchises you can think of. The Cleveland Browns in football. Think of the Houston Texans right now. Think of one guy coming in and turning everything around within 2 years. That team was weak. The Cavs team was weak. They started plugging some holes with some good role players, solid role players, but that's about it. It's not like LeBron was running out there with 2-3 All-Stars. The Cavs were weak. The East was weak. The Cavs were weak. The Pistons were way better than the Cavs. The Pistons had gone to 5 straight Eastern Conference Finals. The Heat were better than the Cavs. I mean, I can remember the Bulls had better teams at that time than the Cavs. Don't let them fool you when they say, oh, LeBron, at 23 years old went to the finals because the East was weak. It wasn't that the East was weak. They might have been weak, but so were the Cavs. The Cavs were weak. They were a weak team with a great player. Don't let them fool you. So, I mean, back to my point of this video with LeBron surpassing Kareem. This is all the context that for me is why makes him the greatest player of all time. Him getting this record for me is like him winning another championship. Because in a lot of ways, this record is going to hold more weight than a championship. I mean, do you guys remember that Dirk won? I mean, we all remember Dirk won in 2011. Do y'all know Detroit won in 2005? There's a lot of teams in there sprinkled in that have won championships, and we don't even care about that. You know what we do remember? Who the number 1 scorer of all time in the NBA history is. We will always remember that. Kareem, the greatest scorer of all time, right? That's not a championship, but that's an achievement that's so high, so grand. That's like the home run king record in baseball. That's like the rushing title record in football. Titles that just will never be broken. Emmitt Smith, over 18,000 yards. No running back will ever break that record. The longevity of Emmitt. No player is going to break this LeBron record unless he has a string of 17, 18 years of just pure health, dominance, and it takes luck. But health and dominance, we will never see that. I mean, we will never see that in the next 20 to 30 years, maybe 40. It took so long for somebody to break Kareem's record. So for me, him breaking this record is going to hold weight as much as him winning another title. That's another achievement that you can just plug in and say, he's got 4 rings, 4 MVPs, 4 final MVPs, and he's got close to 40,000 points. He's the greatest scorer in NBA history. And somebody can come up to you and say, well, he's not the greatest scorer ever. Jordan is, KD's a better scorer, or et cetera, et cetera. No, they're not. They're better scorers. They got more moves. Some of them might have more skill, more moves. But scoring, it don't matter. The whole thing is getting that ball into the basket. That's a score right there. Get the ball into the basket. LeBron, nobody's done it better than LeBron. Keep your fadeaways. Keep your crossovers. Keep whatever you want. LeBron has put that ball inside that basket more than anybody in the entire history of the game. And to think he's a pass-first player. Do y'all understand that? Do y'all understand that this man's going to have 40,000 points and 10,000 assists. That shit is crazy. That's that's sick. That is sick. That's that's Luka doing what he's doing now for the next 20 years. That's crazy. I mean, the man is not even a poor scorer. That's not what he went in there doing. He didn't come into the league saying, I'm going to score 100 points on everybody every single day. That's not what he came in doing. LeBron's greatest strength, listen, LeBron's greatest strength as a basketball player was always his ability to make the team better. Yeah, exactly, bro. LeBron has always been a pass first player. His greatest strength was always getting his teammates involved. Always. A big complaint that a lot of people had was he's got to be more aggressive. He's got to shoot more. And we still say that sometimes. We still say, come on, man. Aggressive LeBron is always good, you know? That's not always the truth. Just because you're an aggressive player that likes to score doesn't mean you're going to win games. If that was the truth, the Mavericks would be winning games. If that was the truth, all these dominant scorers would be winning games. Yo, KD dropped 49 in a loss in the playoffs. Scoring like that ain't taking you anywhere. Scoring titles don't hold that much weight because a lot of players that win those scoring titles are on shitty rosters, shitty teams. I think there's only been 2 players in the entire history of the game that's won a scoring title and a championship in the same year. And obviously Jordan was one of them. Off the top of my head, I can't remember who the other one is. But players that win scoring titles just means they're on shitty teams. So they got to score or they get to score. They got the green light to shoot as many times as they want. If you're a player averaging over 30, 34, 35 points a game, in reality, that means your team sucks. Because if your team was well balanced, you'd have at least 2 guys averaging 18 to 20, 23 points a game. That's when you know you have a well-ran team, balanced, a system. If you're dropping 35, 36, 37 a night, what are your other teammates dropping? I mean, that just means you're on a crappy team. That's why for me, scoring titles don't mean crap. They don't mean crap, man. We can line up the last 60 players to win the scoring title, and maybe only 2 have won the championship that same year. Jordan and I don't even know who else. So scoring titles to me is nothing. Consistency is everything. Exactly. How many open shots have been missed up? My God. You could only imagine. He'd have more than one assist title. He won the assist title in 2020, averaging over 10, I think 11 assists a game. This man could have done that his whole career if he wanted to. This man is crazy. He's the ultimate Swiss Army knife, they call him. The guy can score you 25, 27, 30, and still get you 8 to 10 assists. And meaningful assists. This guy used to lead fast breaks, make everybody else better. I've been seeing a lot lately. Well, who has LeBron really made better? Unreal. Unreal the mental gymnastics these people come up with. Who has LeBron made better? You know, so-and-so had his best years when he played over here. And then when he went to... Yo, those are casuals. Casuals. Kyrie Irving has had his best seasons with LeBron. Chris Bosh. People like to shit on Chris Bosh and they look at his numbers with the Raptors. Meaningless basketball with the Raptors. He'd tell you he had his best years in Miami. He wasn't scoring 30 points a game. He can give you 20, 25 any given night, play great defense, hit clutch shot. This man was clutch for Miami. A lot of people don't understand that. They forget. Exactly. Just look at the guys he got paid. Matthew Dellavedova, J.R. Smith, Iman Shumpert, Anderson Varejao, J.J. Hickson, Boobie Gibson, Norris Cole. I mean, Kyle Kuzma. He's about to get 100 million. Who is this man made better? Look at people's bank accounts. Tristan Thompson. Yo, that should tell you. That should tell you these guys disappear off the face of the earth once he's gone. Ask Kevin Love when his best years was. Y'all think it's Minnesota when he was dropping 20 and 20 or 20 and 15 on a 15-win team? Come on now. Alex Caruso, exactly. Who has he made better? Come on, man. Don't let these people fool you, bro. These guys are nasty. LeBron haters are the nastiest things I've ever seen. Y'all been to Facebook? How many Facebook groups of hate LeBron groups are there on Facebook? Have y'all been to Facebook? Twitter? Twitter's a bunch of kids that are under 18 years old that have never really seen peak LeBron. They never saw Jordan. Jordan fans don't hang out on Twitter. Jordan fans are about 40 to 50 years old. They hang out on Facebook. A lot of guys that maybe caught him, like myself, I caught Jordan's last repeat. I was like 7, 8, 9 years old. I caught that in 95, 96, 97. All right, so anybody about 36 and younger, they've never seen Jordan play. They've never seen Jordan play. Facebook is loaded with LeBron hate. Go check one of those groups out, man. Every post is a LeBron hate post. Every time he breaks a record is a LeBron hate post. YouTube, my God, before I came on YouTube. Hell yeah. This platform, YouTube here, is nasty with LeBron hate since forever. Which is one of the reasons why I wanted to make this channel. I'm like, yo, where's all this hate? There's hate all over the place in YouTube. Look up a YouTube video of LeBron. Some of the most hated videos are on top. This whole YouTube platform is nothing but hate. I post anything. This is a LeBron channel, right? I post LeBron stuff here. And we get more hate comments than we do fan base comments. Yeah, we got a lot of fans, but we get more hate comments. That's just guaranteed. Jordan fans hate LeBron. Kobe fans hate LeBron. Steph Curry fans hate LeBron. It's just nuts. And I don't argue with opinions. I never argue with fans with opinions. The haters, I never argue them with an opinion of LeBron. Oh, my opinion is this, or I think. I always show them stats or facts. That's it. So when a Kobe fan comes, and rest in peace, Kobe, we love Kobe. I live in LA. I'm in LA. But you start showing them facts and stats. Kobe fans hate stats. They hate advanced stats. They hate anything that has to do with stats because Kobe really didn't play for stats like that. Kobe was a killer who just wanted to win at any cost, even if it costed him shooting 30 times a game at a 40% rate. He did what he had to do to win his stuff, and we give him props for doing it. But LeBron's a whole different player. So my point is you're going to have Kobe fans hating on LeBron. We already know Jordan fans hate on LeBron. Jordan fans are the biggest haters of LeBron. Then you have Steph Curry fans now hating on LeBron. Kobe fans hate stats. They hate them because stats tell you, the more you look at stats, the more Kobe drops in rankings. They hate it. His shooting percentages are one of the lowest and the biggest one of all. Yeah. But before his death, no one... Yeah. Exactly. Kobe's passing definitely gave him a legacy boost. Rightfully so. You know, I mean, we all love Kobe, man. We don't mean disrespect. We start talking just basketball, strictly basketball. We're not talking about people passing away or we don't want to talk about, you know, stuff that happened off the court and all that. We're talking strictly basketball, man. And we're going to keep it basketball. He's not even in a lot of people's top 10s when it comes to stats. The biggest myth I've ever heard is how clutch he was. His clutch stats are horrendous. While everybody's going to tell you, well, mainly Kobe fans will tell you that he was one of the clutch player of all time. Kobe was not clutch, yo. He wasn't. I think he's got one buzzer beater in the playoffs. I think he's been to the postseason about 15, 16 times. And he's had a lot of chances to hit game winners. Derek Fisher he hit game winners. Robert Horry hit game winners. You had a whole lot of guys around his teams. Ron Artest hit clutch shots. Kobe was never really that as clutch as people think. He's had clutch moments. Every player does. Every player has clutch moments. Every player has their stats. But when we're splitting hairs here, talking about who are the clutchest players of all time, they always propel a player like Kobe, and they always bring down a player like LeBron. I'm going to tell y'all one thing. I have never seen a more clutch performance than I have ever saw in 2007 Game 5 at Detroit against the Pistons. That was back in 2007 where LeBron scored 48 points. LeBron scored 29 out of the last 30 team points. He scored 25 straight points in the fourth quarter and in overtime. Get this, y'all. LeBron scored 25 straight points in the fourth quarter and in 2 overtimes. Every single one of those baskets was a clutch basket. Every single one of LeBron's 25 points in the fourth quarter and in 2 overtimes in 2007, every basket was a clutch basket, bro. And no one talks about it. Everybody says he wasn't clutch, 2011. He wasn't clutch until 20. LeBron had the most clutch game I've ever seen in 2007. Everybody loves the 2012 game, a Game 6 in Boston. That don't even come close to what he did in 2007. Listen to what I'm telling y'all. He scored 25 straight points. Every basket he scored was a clutch bucket. We're saying from minute 5 and down. I'm going to count minute 7 because Detroit and Cleveland were going back and forth. If you guys rewatch that game, they were going back and forth. It's not like Cleveland had a 10-point lead. It's not like Detroit had a 10-point lead. These guys were going back and forth. This was a tight game. Series tied 2-2 on the road. Eastern Conference Finals to go to the finals, yo. Talk about clutch. This man scored 25 straight points. Every bucket was clutch. Cleveland down by 2, bucket. Cleveland down by 1, bucket. Cleveland for the lead, bucket. Cleveland down by 2, bucket. Cleveland to tie it again, bucket. Clutch. I've never seen a player do that. 2007. I was sitting in my basement watching that game. I was freaking out, man. LeBron with the all-time clutch performance in modern basketball since 2020. Or not 20, but since 2000. This guy went crazy. Scoring 25 straight points, 29 out of 30. And he hit, I think it was 2 buckets to tie the game. They were down by 2. He scored and took them to overtime. In overtime, they were down by 2 again. He dunks. And then in the double overtime, the game-winning layup. This guy hit 3 buckets to tie or take the lead in the final 5 seconds of a game. And then the 25 points, 25 straight points, every bucket was clutch on the road. So when they talk about LeBron is not clutch, that Skip Bayless, he was one of them. He started the whole narrative of LeBron. Yeah, exactly. How can someone sit there and say LeBron wasn't clutch after watching something like that? That stuff just doesn't make sense, man. That does not make sense. So, as I said, when it comes to talking about clutch, they always boost Kobe. They always want to bring LeBron down. When in fact, he's got more buzzer beaters than Kobe and Jordan combined. He's got more game winning shots in the playoffs than Kobe and Jordan combined. This guy's got more points in the clutch in the playoffs than Kobe and Jordan combined. But they don't even talk about that, bro. They don't want to hear it. They'll say it's fake stats. Watch the games. That's why I post the videos. I should make a video. I should post the video of every single clutch moment of LeBron. Not just game winners. Clutch buckets. Under 5 minutes. Unreal, man. Unreal. When LeBron breaks Kareem's record, y'all. Oh my God. I'm telling y'all, that record has a weight of a championship, man. People remember the all-time scoring record of basketball. The whole point of basketball is getting buckets. Dark Knight says LeBron even has a hidden game winner. How many games will it take? I think about 40, 45 more games, man. I think about 40, 45 more games that he's playing in. I mean, he's going to have some games where he's going to take some games off, but I think in his next 40 to 45 games, he's going to break that record. He's going to break that record, man. It's coming. You know, and when it does, we're going to throw a goddamn party. We're going to throw a goddamn party because that achievement, my God. Nobody broke that record for 30. Exactly. Yo, that record has so much weight, man. Yeah, assuming he stays healthy. Obviously, he's getting, he gets his ankle twisted here and there, pulls his groin and things like that. I mean, the guy's in the 20th year. He's 38. That stuff happens, man. He's going to break that record. And when he does, I'm going to celebrate like he won another championship. Because that's like the cherry on top of his resume, of his GOAT resume. You can keep your 10 scoring titles all you want. You can keep whatever scoring title all you want. The best record in scoring-wise in basketball is the all-time leader in points. LeBron has had no Hall of Fame coaches. That gets overlooked as well, man. A lot of people overlook that. A lot of people overlook the coaching. When we all know coaching's huge. I mean, we would kill Frank Vogel last year with all his coaching mistakes that he did. And, we get on Darvin Ham right now for some of his rotations and all that. Can you imagine? 06 winner. What game was that in 06? The play. I know he had a couple game winners in. He had a couple of them versus Washington. He had 2 in that series. LeBron had 2 game-winning shots in his first playoff series, bro. Against the Bobcats. Oh, in the regular season. I think you're talking about the regular season. Yeah, he's got a. Yeah. Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Top of the key. He hit a jumper about 18 feet out. The regular season. Yeah, I remember that. They don't count that. A lot of people don't count that, man. They don't. A lot of stuff gets hit. I'm telling you, man. No one's gonna. Don't trust anybody's really stats out there. You can't really trust. It's people like me and you that are posting stats. People that do their own research and post their own stats. You want to know the truth, you got to watch it yourself, man. You got to dig it up yourself. And, hopefully people believe it. But all stat people are people like us that dig up stats. I mean, it ain't that hard. It's going to take some time. You got to dig it up. You got to find some kind of archive with all the games in it. But I mean, I've been watching almost every game, man, since 2002, since high school, since pay-per-view. This guy was on pay-per-view in high school. So I don't believe a lot of narratives that are out there. I don't listen to a lot of crap. That's why we made this channel. I've been on Twitter. A lot of you know me from Twitter. I've been a little inactive on Twitter. I'm trying to get more active here. YouTube is a space where I think we can flood the shit out of these haters, man. There's a ton of haters all over the place on YouTube, all over Facebook. And I like them because they're the ones they're the older guys. I think Twitter's a bunch of kids. They just like to troll. Bunch of kids that like to troll. But YouTube, yeah, I want all the smoke on YouTube. So I'm going to be posting a lot more here. I'm going to be going live a lot. I think I'm going to go live during his games. He's getting to the tail end of his career. So it'd be cool to go live. I'm bored right now. I'm sitting in the car waiting for my wife to come. So I thought I'd hop on live right now, but it was cool just chopping it up with y'all about LeBron. And I'm going to be going live more during games. Hopefully we can get some stuff going on during games and grow this shit together, y'all. Let's overflood the haters, man. Soon as a hater comes in, just overflood them with facts, stats, and love, baby. Man, LeBron really the most hate of all time, bro. Of all time. He had so much hate. I remember he was coming up in the draft. I don't know if y'all remember, but a lot of people were saying Carmelo Anthony was better than LeBron. They were hating on LeBron. He surpassed it, bro. He changed. A lot of people act like he never changed the game. Bro, he changed not only the game, how it's played, he changed the landscape of how the players move in today's game, bro. The fact that a player can decide what he wants to do with his career, which they have every right to do. You don't let a man decide where you want to play. Can you imagine y'all waking up one day and someone telling y'all where you have to work and where you have to live? Can you imagine that? And someone sends your ass to Delaware or something like that, South Dakota, you know. Nah, man. He doesn't get enough credit for that. And him changing the game, the guy is a big-ass power forward playing point guard, scoring, can play center, can play, you name it. Positionless basketball is what we're witnessing right now. A lot of teams are going positionless basketball. You've seen centers at 6'7", 6'8", stretch fours or whatever fours you want to call them. They ain't even no such thing as a damn power forward no more. And people don't like to give LeBron credit for that. When in fact, he was a power forward playing small forward who could play point guard, who can play shooting guard, you name it. I think he had like 25 games last year playing center. We don't want him playing center. Nobody wants him. They don't talk about that. Nobody says, well, LeBron's not, he's playing center. He's out of position. And we don't complain, bro. Just get him the damn ball and play. The game has changed so many times since he's been in the league. And he's changed it. He's changed with it. Greatest basketball player of all time, y'all. Y'all got to appreciate him. If it was up to me, I'm going to be real with y'all. Exactly. 6'8" version of Wilt. If it was up to me, if I could talk to LeBron, if it was up to me, if I was LeBron, honestly, this man should be retired already. This man got nothing to prove. Think about that. He's 38 years old. This guy can be the father of a lot of players that are coming up already. He has no business being in the league anymore. He's not even cool to a lot of people no more. It's not the same LeBron that we're seeing. We're not seeing this athletic LeBron just dunking on everybody. We're not seeing this LeBron that's the most popular. He's still got the aura. He's LeBron. He's the GOAT. But this man should be retired already. And if he was to be retired, I would not care one bit. The man did his thing. He's the greatest basketball player of all time. Let him get this record, only the cherry on top. The game will truly miss him. You can tell right now. Who else are people going to have conversations about? Like the way we did LeBron for 20 years. You either hated LeBron or you loved him. There was no really in between. You either watched so that he could lose, or you watched because you loved him. And when he leaves, who's the next guy? Who are we going to be like, yo, who even comes close to LeBron? Rooting for or against? No one. No one. All them damn shows are going to die. The Skip Bayless show, Undisputed, that shit's gone when LeBron retires. What are they going to talk about? You could tell the ratings are going down on all those shows because the Lakers are they're not really relevant. They're under 500. Yeah, I could see the Luka hate, but the Luka hate is only going to start because when a player gets to a certain level in the league, everybody starts hating on them. They bring them down. It's not the same hate we're talking about with LeBron. It's not the same. LeBron was hated as soon as LeBron got drafted. LeBron was hated because we compared him with Jordan. The Luka hate, they're just players that we're going to start hating anybody that has good, anybody that's doing good or has achievements and, that's trending, we're going to start hating on that. But that's common. The LeBron hate will never exist as much as, for as long as we live, at least. We will never see this, man. The league will never see anything like that again. So that part of the league is already, you could already see there's really no player like that. And then another player that's going to dominate for 15 years, going to 10 straight or 8 straight finals, 10 finals. You won't see that, man. That shit was crazy, yo. And people don't even, LeBron normalized that. Can y'all believe LeBron normalized making it to the finals? I mean, nobody even cares. People don't, I care, but a lot of people don't care. Oh, 8 straight finals. They say it like if it's normal. LeBron went to 8 straight finals. Yo, that shit is not normal. I don't care who was on that team. I don't care if they say the East was weak, if it wasn't. He went to 8 straight finals. You see people falling like flies after making it to 1, 2, 3 finals. Getting hurt, ripping their knees. I mean, we saw Kawhi in Toronto. He went to a finals. They won it. The guy has not been the same since. The guy has not been the same player since. He's been hurt for the last 3-4 years. Can you imagine 8 straight years? Yo, people think that's normal, bro. That LeBron normalized that shit. That's not normal at all. We will never see that again. So, yo, I'm gonna get up out of here. We're gonna go live. I'm gonna start going live during game days, and then I'm gonna go live during game days. I'm definitely gonna start posting more, posting a lot of shorts and long form videos. I'm gonna make a scoring video, y'all. Y'all stay tuned to that one. But hey, thank you again. Let's keep going, baby. Let's keep going, and always, always, always support the channel, man. Hit that like, hit a subscribe, and we'll talk again soon, bro. Thank you.